Hello everybody, Glass from Glass Half Dead here, and today I want to talk to you about Warhammer 40,000 Kill Team and why recently I've just gotten back into Grey Knights. Or as I've probably titled this video, like the one kill team that all people should play, or the best kill team for beginners, or something like that. And I'm going to explain whatever it is I later have decided to call this video. But first, before we look at the rules, because rules are good, rules are fun, you know, you need good rules, and actually the majority of this video will be about the rules of Grey Knights and why they are, in my opinion, one of the best teams to play. But first, let's look at their models. Why would we look at their models? Glass, who is someone that obviously hates hobby. Fair question, dear viewer. That's because Grey Knights are a very interesting model line. They're crap. So, with that in mind, I want to talk about how to make them good. Grey Knight Marines look totally fine. They're cool, or at least they were a decade ago. Unfortunately, since then we've had Primaris release, we've had Big Up Stormcast, we've had big models come out, which are what Grey Knights should look like. Obviously, shout out to Pete the Wargamer, who has done a beautiful video about converting Grey Knights into Primaris Grey Knights, which is exactly what we're going to have a quick look at here. This video was inspired partly by talk on my Discord, where people were discussing their kill teams of Grey Knights. And I wanted to do a rules video on Grey Knights first, but they were posting some of their pictures, so I thought we'd have a quick look at them. These aren't Grey Knights. We'll come back to that. Hold on. Okay, ignore that one. Right. This is a similar thing to what I've done. I've taken a Stormcast body, a series of Secretors, Liberators mainly, some Paladins, and a few characters. Given them a Stormbolter, a backpack, and the Grey Knight weapon. Boom. Done. Oh, also, obviously, Stormcast come on 40mm bases, but, you know, base size is very important when it comes to kill team. So you just swap them down to a 32, and as you can see, fits perfectly, no issues. So this is something I've done. I actually don't have a picture of my own Stormcast Grey Knights because I'm a little bit busy at the moment, but I like this. This is cool. I've actually done like an entire 40k size army of this. They're unpainted, but they're there. So I don't know what I'm doing with that. And then we have what I believe, so this is similar to what Pete the Wargamer did, where he's taken essentially Assault Intercessors, which have amazing poses, if you don't know, and he's turned them into Grey Knights. This is Moon Knight from Discord. He's used a very simple colour scheme. They are indeed just the silver. They might even be grey, hard to tell when it comes to these things. But we've got Assault Intercessor poses. We've got, I assume that's going to be the dude with the shield, but he's taking the shields away. Again, Stormbolter on one hand, backpack, and then whatever swords you want. Super easy. There's nothing going wrong here. He's also used helmet conversions, which I'm actually going to be doing a video about soon, because I bought a whole load of different head conversions. So I'll probably be messing around with those. I think these are super cool. There you go. Let's have a quick look. Here's something that I've considered doing, because of course Assault Intercessors are great, definitely, but this is a new kit from Black Templars where it's possible, because they have already quite a lot of the Assault Intercessors, if we look, are a little bit generic, I suppose is a word you could use, because if we look here, there's no kind of Grey Knight style embroidery is the wrong word because it's on metal armour ceremonies, but whatever. Obviously he's done the, he's done the actual Grey Knight or Death Watch shoulder pads, just to give it a bit more flair, a little bit more arcanery to it. But the actual armour, if you sit down and look, is relatively basic. So I was thinking for myself, what I might do is pick up some of these bad boys. As you can tell, they've already got accoutrement to the armour, which will make them look inherently very, much more arcane, much more... There's a word I'm looking for, but I can't think of it. So these are 40mm bases too, so just like the Stormcast, you would have to drop it to 32. Okay. Hobby out of the way, let's discuss rules and why I think Grey Knights are awesome. Now, I believe that I have made this video at least 3 times before. Twice for the last edition of Kill Team, and I think once for this edition of Kill Team. But I want to tell you for why. So I've recently had about a month and a half of not playing Kill Team. For whatever reason, I had COVID, I was too busy, work, catching up, life, existential dread, all the good stuff. You know it, you love it, or hate it. And I decided to get back into Kill Team. First thing I play, I want to play something I already know. Okay, I've already played a bunch of Grey Knights, let's grab them again. I pick up my Grey Knights. Kill Team doesn't have the biggest list building available. That's another video, which I think I'll tackle at some point, but Grey Knights are, in a sense, the ultimate take-all-comers list. They're very, very good at what they do with very little thought, which, when you're a newer player, can be really good. And they are inherently, just because of the lore and the fluff, already a team that you can make your guys. So, for example, a strike team, 5 models, obviously I know we're 6 models now, bear with me. A strike team of 5 models is already, each guy would be fully named with like 10 names each, almost Custodes style, right? Like the fluff is there, but in fluff they should still be equipped the same way. So the fact that Kill Team has very little list building almost doesn't interact with the Grey Knight team. Now, let's be very clear, I super hope that we get a cool Grey Knight specialist team soon. If we do, that's my main. Love me some Grey Knights. Yes. However, let's jump in to how you should load out your Grey Knight Kill Team, because this is the beauty. This is the secret sauce, the psychic arcanery. Give all of them falchions. Don't take a gunner. Nice. Oh, sorry, you want more. Okay. So let's go down to a day slate. Not the gunner. Don't take a gunner. Please don't take a gunner ever. Literally never. Somebody that knows how to do maths will try and tell you take a gunner in this situation. Ignore them. They're wrong. Let's look at the warrior. Here we go. So, give everyone falchions. They're amazing. Relentless is so good. It's outrageous how good Relentless is. Cool. There is only one situation where you would not take falchions as the best weapon. Now, I will say, quick aside, I actually take a warding stave on my leader because I accidentally built him with that. Yeah. And I play WYSIWYG, so there you go. But the warding stave isn't really good. It's just something I decided to take. The only time that you're not going to be taking the falchions is when you want to take a force weapon instead. Now, the force weapon, let's be very clear, when you're building your Grey Knight strike team, is either a single sword or a falchion. No, not falchion. That's the wrong word. Halberd. There you go. You are essentially never going to take a demon hammer. Let's get that out there. I'm not saying there is never a use case for it, but I'm saying that hitting on 4s is very different to hitting on 3s with lethal 5+. I'm just throwing it out there. Okay, good, as long as we're all on the same page. And the reason we might take a force weapon is because you're 4-6 instead of 4-5. And you know what that means. You know what that means, right? That means we mix the 4-6 lethal 5-up with hammer hand, because you are inflicting 1 additional damage. Additionale damage. What does that mean? That means on a crit with your lethal 5-up with 5 dice, you're doing 7 damage in 1 hit. What does 7 damage mean? That's right. A standard guard level model dies in 1 crit, of which you are rolling 5 dice with lethal 5-up. You're welcome. Every other time, in every other situation, you take the falchions. And that's your list. You're done. You can build, so you are a 6 model team now, which we're going to talk about in a second, okay? You are 6 models. You can happily ignore all of the advice I just gave you about taking power weapon and just take 6 dudes with falchions. But Glass, equipment. Tac Ops, Strat Ploys. What are we doing? Okay, easy. Equipment. Cybolt ammunition. This is why you didn't take a gunner. Because you don't need it, because this is better. What does Cybolt ammunition do? Select one Stormbolter, so it can't be a gunner, has to be a Stormbolter. The operative is equipped with, add 1 to that weapon's damage characteristics for the battle. Damage characteristics means both the normal and the critical damage. Sweet. This means your Stormbolter, which is normally just a standard bolter, 3-4 damage, with Relentless, hence the Stormbolter, becomes Relentless 4-5 damage. You essentially, for 3 EP, turn it into a heavy bolter with Relentless. It's outrageous. Cool. Now, I like to keep things pretty basic. If I'm up against Psychers or Demons, I just take 5 Psych Out Grenades. Job done. I normally don't take True Silver Armour, if I'm honest, but it's not bad. So I'll be taking Cybolt ammunition on something, True Silver Armour on something, and then Sanctic Blessing on 2 other people. There you go. So you've got Cybolt, True Silver, 2 Sanctic Blessing. That's your team. Boom. Sanctic Blessing, let's cover Psychic powers, shall we? Sanctic Blessing allows you to perform a Psychic action, manifest Psychic power action, once per battle, for free. It's a free action. Once. Let's look at the Psychic powers. Now, obviously Psychic powers are what make Grey Knights Grey Knights, right? This is why we're using them, because we want holy paladins as opposed to lame knights. So we've got 3. Very interesting. I've called this out before, but the way it's done at the moment is the Warp Covenant, the Thousand Suns, came out of the gate as the offensive psychic powers. Grey Knights are the defensive psychic powers, or the buffing, the buff, the self-buffs, which is super cool. So you've got Armoured Resilience, Astral Aim, Hammer Hand. We've talked Hammer Hand, +1 damage. Minor note, when you get into the nitty-gritty, there are some ploys in the game that remove damage dice. So you crit them, for example, Sneaky, no, not Sneaky yet, it's just a scratch from the Commandos. If you've used Hammer Hand, this still goes through. The dice is removed, but you'll still do the 1 damage from Hammer Hand. That also affects a few other things too. Armoured Resilience. Save +1. Not bad. Now that, for 1 action point, is giving you True Silver Armour, which would cost you 3 EP. You can make everyone 2-up arm save. Pretty tasty. Against small arms fire. Obviously, things with AP still wreck you, but it is what it is. Astral Aim. Till the end of the turn, while this operative's ranged weapons get the no cover special rule. Obviously, you would be looking to cast Astral Aim alongside Bolter Discipline on whoever has your Cybolt ammunition, who is your foe gunner. Nice. This is easy stuff. Easy stuff, okay? You're not going wrong here. Let's talk about the 6th operative, the 6th man. Elite teams. Elite teams. When the whole game was Compendium, there was a bit of talk that Grey Knights were relatively good. And the reason for that is Relentless. Grey Knights weren't necessarily good, they were just very reliable, because you're using all falchions, all storm bolters, you re-roll every single attack dice. And you have the ability to make yourself a 2-up armor save if you want. It's outrageous. The reliability is just insane. Love it. But things have moved on, and elite teams, in a word, suck. Especially 5-man elite teams. They just don't work. Custodes. It's a separate thing, alright? We're not dealing with 18 warrior beasts. These are 11 wound beasts. 11 warrior beasts. 18 wound beasts, Custodes. These are 11 wound beasts. Not beasts. They're kitties. They're cats. They're kitty cats, okay? Because they're not Primaris. They're babies. Mini-Marines. Remember, all of this. This is the fluff. This is how they should be. Okay? Primaris, big, strong, beefy. They aren't that. They're 11 wound children, okay? You slap them, they die. You look at them too hard from across the room, they die. You've got to be careful with 5 bodies at 11 wounds. But 6 bodies at 11 wounds, now you're cooking with gas. Or electricity. I don't really know what's, more eco-friendly these days, but whatever. What is the actual effect of the 6th model? Honestly, it's just another 11, so it's not just 11 more wounds, which is really good, to be clear. Because 11 more wounds added to 5 models, I believe, wouldn't be as strong as an additional body. Because the additional body allows you to spread out more, it allows you to achieve more things, because it's not just 11 more wounds, it's also 3 more action points. It's another body using bolter discipline. It's another body not using shock assault because you don't use that. It's another body that can't be shot. It's just very good. We could do, I could be doing this video about the craft world and getting 2 extra bodies, because that's insane. That's such a huge boost. Something that was, as was widely agreed upon, the worst faction in the game was given 2 bodies, and I think they just won a, small, but they just won a tournament somewhere, so 2 bodies, insane. 1 body, also really good. Let's talk the strategic ploys, because this is something you obviously need to know. We know bolter discipline. Bolter discipline is really good. So good, especially with Grey Knights, because why? Yes, that's right. You just have really good shooting, really reliable. Being able to shoot twice, super nice. Yeah, super nice. Not really much more to add to that. I suppose, apart from just noting that you will shred any 4-up armor save team. But as soon as you get into the 3-up saves, even though you get the 4 dice, relentless, so you do expect 4 to go through, a bolt is not amazing, you're just chipping away. So, know when to hold them, know when to fold them, if you know what I mean, because I don't. Shock assault, fight twice. I am a conflicted man when it comes to fighting. The really big advantage of Grey Knights, their base profile is relatively solid, and their melee and their shooting is relatively solid. And so the benefit is that you can do whatever you need to do wherever you are. You need to melee, you have some of the best melee in the game. You need to shoot, you have some of the most reliable shooting in the game. Awesome. You have 11 hit points, you don't want to fight twice, unless you're guaranteeing a kill twice, right? So it's very dependent, but certainly against who I play, I very, very rarely want to fight twice. So, shock assault, rare usage. Bolter discipline, amazing. Tide of Shadows, this is what keeps you alive. So, depending, you know what? I will say, when the game began, this was an auto pick. Turn 1, always Tide of Shadows. What Tide of Shadow does, allow you to read it to you 1 CP, obviously. Until the end of the turn point, you time the enemy operative on a vantage point makes a shooting attack. Each friendly Grey Knight operative that has a concealed or is in cover provided by a light terrain and is more than 6 inches, that's red. Or hexa pentagon. Pentagon, because pentagon goes with 6, right? From that, enemy operative cannot be treated as being on an engage order for that shooting attack as a result of that vantage point. If they're on vantage, they can't shoot you. Now, this used to be the automatic go-to turn 1, and from then on, always pick when Kill Team dropped. However, people's ideas of what the game of Kill Team should be and how terrain should be played have advanced, and I would actually say, in a very odd sense, Tide of Shadows is no longer as strong as it used to be. It's no longer an auto-take. Certainly, in a lot of the, a lot of people currently are thinking there shouldn't be any vantage points that you could deploy on. But there should be something you can get on turn 1 if you really want to. And so suddenly it becomes a much more nuanced pick. I would not say you need to play Tide of Shadows. For example, in the last game I played, I won, I think. And I didn't touch Tide of Shadows at all. Because there was no vantage point that was really that useful. And if I were to use it, I'd be saving myself from one shot. Because they're not, massing a whole bunch of snipers on a vantage. So, very strong in certain situations, especially depending on your terrain layouts, but by no means an auto pick. So it's entirely possible that turn 1 you don't play anything. Tide of Celerity, when you charge, +1 inch. Yeah. Can be useful, honestly. If Tide of Celerity, I think it should be changed to +1 movement, because at the moment, And if it was, then that would probably be a turn 1 pick, as opposed to where Tide of Shadows used to be, it'd now be this. Whatever. Although, to be clear, chances are, in reality, turn 1, unless, if there's no reason for Tide of Shadows, you're not picking anything, and you're saving for Bolted Discipline from turn 2 onwards. Nice. Tactical Ploys, only death does duty end. The OG, the OP, the Tactical Noose, the Noose. Yeah. Now, this is super good because you can shoot twice. You lose one of your guys. If you've played Bolted Discipline, you lose one of your guys to shooting, activate them next. Amazing. Do note that with Only in Death does duty end, there was an FAQ that says you cannot fight after you've played Only in Death does duty end. So if you've been killed in melee, you're screwed. You can still fall back and shoot, that's fine, but you can't fight. And they shall know no fear. You know what it is. We all think it's the thing that should be called transhuman physiology, but instead it's called this. Don't know why. Treat them as not injured. Cool. Actually relatively useful, I've got to say, because you are mini-marines, 11 wounds. You will need that at some point. But you're not going to take it, because you need to save your CP for Bolter Discipline. Nice. And rerolls for armor saves. Yeah, that's the thing I haven't mentioned, isn't it? You're using Bolter Discipline and rerolling armor saves. You're not doing anything else in this game. Sorry. But that's why it's good. You don't have to worry about these. You use Bolter Discipline, maybe Tide of Shadows if there's a lot of vantage points, and you reroll armor saves. And if one of your guys dies, you can only destitute 4 things. That's not bad. Not bad. We've covered equipment. We've covered the data slate. That's it. Oh, am I done? Well, you know what we need to talk about now? Final thing, because I guess this has turned into a Grey Knight guide, hasn't it? Okay. Nice. That's right, let's talk archetypes, seek and destroy, security. Now, a lot of people from those 2 options are going to take security. Every time. And I think they're probably right. But let me tell you about Seek and Destroy. So the reason I enjoy Seek and Destroy is because you are a very killy team. And what you need to do, because let's be clear, you are, even at 6 bodies, you have 11 wounds, you are going to be tabled. Okay? You're going to be off the board turn 4. Most likely. Like, if you've played aggressively enough that you've scored the VP you need to win, you're not on the board turn 4. Okay? So you need to do stuff. Do you know what doing stuff is? It's killing stuff. Because if you kill enough stuff, maybe you won't get tabled. Seek and Destroy is about killing stuff. Need I say more? Yes. So, Headhunter. No. Challenge. Never. Never. Don't take challenge. Route. Now we're cooking. Okay. The reason we like Route... let me take it back. You might take Headhunter. So Headhunter is... Okay. The reason you don't take Challenge is because you have to announce it turn 1, and the opponent can just say, oh, okay, I'm just not going to go anywhere near you with that model. You've picked the Challenge. Nice. Also, every time you pick Challenge, it's one of your models against one of their models. You know what you're going to do? You're going to kill their model with a different model. Terrible Tac Ops. Super fluffy, but never take it. Headhunter. Headhunter's not bad, actually. It's obviously situational. Depends who you're playing against. If you're playing against a swarm team, don't bother. They're just going to hide their leader at the back. If you're playing against, another elite team, they have to push forward with their leader, so it's a viable pick. You don't have to announce it pre-game, like Challenge. It's not a specific model. It's just kill a leader. Cool. Situational. Not great, but doable. Route. This is get over the halfway line, essentially, and then get a kill. Not bad. You need to be playing aggressive. I would say, although I like taking route, it's not a great pick against a horde team, because generally something a horde team can do, even though they are very small, weak bodies, is they can just push them forwards, and you can't really chew through them that easily. So even if you're killing them, you're not moving. You're sacrificing a move which you need to do to get onto their side of the board to get a kill. So you actually won't be scoring rout. You might be mowing them down, but you're not routing. Now I like execution because, again, it plays into the fact that you need to be getting kills. Again, if you're playing another elite team, maybe this one isn't for you. Because, okay, yes, Grey Knights are an elite team, but against another elite team, they're still not great, right? If you're against legionaries, don't take execution. That's what I'm saying. Deadly marksman, horrible. I would rather take challenge. Terrible. Rob and ransack, also take. I don't need to say more. It's not, take it. Take Rob and ransack. Easy VP. Easy Vizzle Pizzle. Challenging, second victory point, but easy 1 VP. Nice. We then go down to security. Now, this is a bit of a challenge, in my opinion. I think security is generally a good set of Tac Ops, but not so much with an elite team. The reason for that is seize ground and central control. Generally, you're going to have a piece of terrain that sits roughly in the centre of the board. This means you select that for seize ground, and you are then scoring central control and seize ground, potentially with a single model. Very cool. However, not quite that simple. So central control, you can hope to score twice. Seize ground. Live till it doesn't score till the end of the game. So, bit of an issue. Yeah. Yeah, because remember I said you're going to get taken. Yeah, my bad. Hold the line is always such a challenging one, because if they're an elite team, you need to make sure you kill them as soon as they come on your side. And if they're a horde team, you probably can't kill all of them. And generally there's enough terrain that you also don't get sight lines on everything, so you have to specifically move to do hold the line. It's not for me. I'm not a fan. Protect assets. For whatever reason, I just can't score this. Killing 2 models on a point? Doesn't happen. Don't know why. Can't do it. There you go. It's probably why I lose a lot, to be clear, but yeah, it is what it is. Damage limitation. At the end of a turn, your point of no friendly options, but incapacitated during that turn point, you score 1 VP, you're going to die. Don't take damage limitation. Your plan is to die. Plant banner. Plant banner, secretly pick a dude, run them up the board, die. So plant banner actually works pretty well. But understand that I've just gone through 6 and said you're not going to score 4 of them. So, yeah. That should tell you everything you need to know, if I'm being entirely honest with you. If I were to go security, I would still actually take seize ground, central control and plant banner. Those are my picks. But I actually think in almost all situations, seek and destroy, for Grey Knights specifically, is the better pick. Because these are also natural. All of these is do a weird thing. Stand out in the open and hope you don't die. Run a dude up, hope he dies in the right place. Right? Live till the end of the game. No. Then we get seek and destroy. Kill dudes. That's what you're going to do anyway. Now, Deadly Marksman, never take that. Challenge, never take that. But the others, they have potential. And that, folks, is... I don't have a back button on my tiny little mouse. Hold on. Where am I going? Grey Knights. And that, folks, is the Grey Knight kill team. Well, this video has turned from a beginners should play this faction into a full-on Grey Knight faction guide. So that's weird. And that just goes to show that I don't know what I'm doing in life. Apart from when I'm on the board playing Grey Knights. I'm a monster, I'm a beast, I'm unstoppable, unless you have good dice. And you can be that good too if you sign up to my Patreon right now. That's right. Patreon.com/glasshalfdead. Anyway guys, no double or triple hello because I don't have access to that sound effect at the moment in this video. As you can tell, slightly different recording environs. But you know, just stay healthy. Look after yourself. Drink enough water, right? Enjoy some Grey Knights, do some awesome conversions, jump into my Discord and show me those conversions. Inspire me to do the insane thing and go and create an entire 40k army out of it. Sick conversions. Please. Just inspire me to live, really. That's what I'm saying. Okay, well I hope you've enjoyed my Grey Knight guide. I hope this has been a nice little natter, a nice little chat between two cultured gentlemen. Kill team. Double thumbs up. Stay healthy. See you soon.